Proverbs 23, verse 6. Eat not thou the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. Now, this might bring back to your memory some things from last week's Bible study, because actually this is a follow-up on the principles of verses 1 through 3, where it says, when thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee. And then verse 3, be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. See? So as I explained last week, it doesn't mean when you sit down to eat with a ruler, consider diligently and make sure you eat everything, asking no questions. No, we're not going to abuse Scripture by applying some New Testament principle or statement wrongly to this. So, because it says, be not desirous of his dainties in verse 3, for they're deceitful meat. It's for show. It may not be good for you. Okay? So, just like you look at all the liquor commercials, what do? All your beer commercials, they always show a glass overflowing with foam. Right? S for eye appeal. See? Even soft drinks, Cokes, and they always show glasses that have water beaded up. But rulers, because they got a lot of money, they do things for show. But you got to make sure you learn to eat what you ought to eat. See? But the key is, verse 3, they're deceitful meat. So now, that's what verse 6 is referring to. And it clearly says, eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye. Now, more likely than not, a ruler has an evil eye. Because most people cannot handle power. Especially absolute power if they're like a king. So, when thou sittest to eat with a ruler, which is the context of verse 6, be careful. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye. Look in his eye. Some folks, I can look in the eye and then I don't want to look him in the eye again. But always look some in the eye if you want to get a good read on them. That doesn't mean whatever thought comes to your mind is no. But you get the habit, you'll develop the skill of being able to see and read people if you look them in the eye. And besides, it doesn't mean so you can find evil. Even good folks look in the eye. As they say, the eye is a window to the soul. See? So I like to look people in the eye and have eye contact. I didn't like what I see in the eyes of Donald Trump. Didn't like what I see in the eyes of Hillary Clinton. Didn't like what I saw in the eyes of Barack Obama. I don't think I've seen anybody who I liked what I saw in their eyes. Political people. Learn to look at people in the eye and eat not the bread of him that hath an evil eye. I don't care how good it is. I don't care how dainty it is. Because they've got an evil eye, which means they're going to do evil. Neither desire thou his dainty meats. So, we must train ourselves to not be deceived by the daintiness or beauty of their dainty meats, or that's representative of, that comes as a result of their wealth. They can afford any kind of chef, afford anything. So, learn to train yourself to not be deceived by the daintiness or beauty of their riches, whether it be in food, whether it be in clothing, whether it be in buildings, cars, land, intelligence, reputation, standing in society, position in government or business or organization, or any other possession. I was thinking about, we've got tantalized and seduced by the bigness and the vastness and the greatness and the beauty and the daintiness and the fanciness of stuff. You walk into government buildings and wow, all this marble and all this beautiful and these copper and big giant glass doors 10 feet tall that you pull this handle and they swing. They don't swing on hinges. They swing on pivot points. It's like, oh wow, this is awesome. And glass enclosed, what do you think? Those things go up and down elevators and all that. You walk into government buildings and it's all fancy. Yeah. As to make you be in awe, when the truth is they're public servants. They ought to have a shack or a table set up in a corner of a store somewhere maybe, or the post office. It would be better off. But instead we stand in awe.